Okay guys, what's up? It's me, Daisha Shakila, and I want to talk about Clarence Avant, the Black Godfather himself. His wife got murdered. I don't know if you guys saw the story. It kind of happened a few days after Thanksgiving, I believe. The Godfather, when you think of the Godfather, you're thinking the Mafia, you're thinking the Gottis, you're thinking like some crazy stuff when you think of the Godfather. And let me say this, when they made that movie, The Black Godfather, I don't think that they call Mr. Avant the Black Godfather just for... Now, I don't know if you guys know, but The Black Godfather premiered on Netflix. And then if you know, the CEO of Netflix is married to Mrs. Avant, Clarence Avant's daughter. Yeah, so he was like extra clicked in. They made sure that they named that special exactly what it was supposed to be, the Black Godfather. Now, I think that Clarence Avant's wife, I think that she was murdered. I don't think this was a random attack, and a lot of other people didn't think that was a random attack. Now, if you look at the evidence, if you look at the evidence of everything that has happened, it will show you that this one was not, I don't know why I used the pinky, but this was not a random attack. Now, if you guys remember when everything was fresh and everything was happening, this Beverly Hills police chief, Mark Strangebrook, when he did that, the first, I guess, conference, he got on TV and he said, "I do not think that this was a random attack." That is the words of the police chief who had all the evidence, who was at the scene of the crime. He said himself, the Beverly Hills police chief said himself, "I do not think that this was a random attack." And then out the blue, the story changes a few hours later. And now all of a sudden they believe it was a random attack. I do not believe that. And I've been kind of looking at this story. I feel like the Beverly Hills police department, they're not used to such high profile crime going on in their area. So I do believe that they wanted this to go away as fast as possible because it was making Beverly Hills, which is known for luxury and all of that other stuff, look like the murder capital. You know, they're not Chicago. So they wanted to get this solved as quick as possible, and they wanted it to go away. And I feel like they found the closest person they could pin it on, and they pinned it on him. Okay, so the story then changed that Mr. Ariel Mayer had, it was a home invasion, and Mr. Ariel Mayer, he just so happened to go to the Avant's home and burglarize the home. Now, this is the problem that I have with that story. He's some low-level, just got out of parole criminal, right? But he manages to bypass the Avant security. Yes, they had security, they had cameras, you know, security cameras, and then they also had a security guard who was guarding the premises, who was right there at the entrance. This is a gated community. So this low-life, you know, just random dumb criminal was able to go by undetected by their security, by the security cameras, didn't trigger any alarms whatsoever. And you want me to believe that this random Ariel Mayer who shot himself in the foot, he's just dumb and stupid. And also another thing with this, there was no glass broken at the doorway, at the entry. You know, how would this Ariel Mayer know which door that was unlocked? And mind you, there were no unlocked doors. Also, let's consider how Mr. Avant and Mrs. Avant were both in the home. There was the housekeeping staff, the homekeeper in the home, and the security, and the cameras, and the guard. Like, you're not telling me that this random criminal knew how to bypass everybody in the house and all the security, and not one other person got shot by a stray bullet or anything, just Miss Avant. And then after robbing the house, Mr. Ariel jumps out the sliding door on the side of the house. How would he have known the floor plan? And I get it. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, that's public information because of real estate. But they remodeled, they renovated this home when they bought it. This is not some broke Mr. Avant. He's not some broke guy that just bought the house and left it as it is. No, he upgraded this. And when he upgraded it, he renovated and installed so much security. The security guard was not shot, was not hurt, was not anything. So the only thing I can assume, if we are to believe that Mr. Ariel Mayer is the criminal that they say he is, he must have been clicked in with the security guard. Because how did the criminal not shoot the security guard? Tell me that. That just, the security, he needs to be fired. Because he did not protect, he was not aware, nothing. Was he asleep on the job? If he was asleep on the job, didn't see anything, didn't notice anything, how did this guy scale the gate? Do you guys see what I'm saying here? There's so many loose ends. What? And I believe I'm saying it's Mr. Ariel Maynor. Maynor is the last name, so excuse me on that. Mr. Ariel Maynor, regular dumb criminal, just so happens to rob this place, go down the street and shoot himself in the foot while robbing another place. Now, I've been watching the details of this case, so guess what? They released a statement stating that Mr. Ariel Maynor shot himself in the foot with an AR-15 at 3:30 a.m. Remember that? Mr. Ariel Maynor shot himself in the foot while robbing another place just a couple of blocks down at 3:30, about an hour and a half after robbing the Avants and shooting somebody. So y'all want me to think that this person who just got out of prison on parole is going to shoot somebody, flee the scene, and go commit another crime? He didn't think to himself, oh, let's lay low, let's do this, I need to get out because I just had to shoot this lady. And wait for it. There were no footprints of his at the Avant's house. There were no footprints found at the Avant's house. There were no fingerprints of Mr. Ariel found at the Avant's house. There is no cameras that recorded Mr. Ariel at the Avant's house killing this lady. Guess how they put two and two together to say that this was Mr. Ariel Maynor's crime. He did it. Guess how they thought. Guess how they came to that conclusion. Oh, and don't let me forget, there was nothing of value stolen. There was nothing of value stolen from the Avant's house. I'm pretty sure he's a millionaire, if not billionaire, but millionaire definitely. Nothing of value stolen, no footprints, no fingerprints, no nothing, just broken glass. Nothing on the cameras. They stated that they knew for a fact that it was Mr. Ariel Maynor because Neighborhood Watch, yes, a man who is a part of the Neighborhood Watch said that there was a crime down the road a few blocks away happening, and the person had an AR-15, and that supposedly was the same weapon that was used to rob the Avants. But remember, they never released what gun shot Mrs. Avant, and I don't think it was an AR-15. I don't. And they still haven't released the autopsy report. They haven't said nothing. They've been keeping this case so hush-hush, and I think they're pinning a crime. I'm not saying Mr. Ariel is not guilty of robbing this other house, but I don't think he shot and killed Mrs. Avant. I think they're going to pin this crime on him because they are looking for somebody to pin it on. And the only thing they have to go by is that, oh, it's the same type of gun. They didn't even do an autopsy that quick to see what bullet hit her. They didn't find any shells at the Avant's house that were of a AR-15. They made that up, and this man from the Neighborhood Watch comes in and he says, oh, I do believe that this is the same weapon that shot Miss Avant. And the police at the Beverly Hills Police Department and the chief go, you know what? We didn't think this was a random attack, but maybe it was. Let's all get on the same page, push out the same story, blame the crime on him, and call it a day. Go home and enjoy our happy holidays. Do y'all see how convenient that was? No evidence, nothing stolen, only Miss Avant shot. And then the only thing they have to tie these two robberies, home invasions together is the neighborhood watch. Yeah, that's what I said. Are y'all like, yo, I could be crazy, but I'm just saying, this does not make sense. Either way, I said what I said. I think this is a classic case of let's wrap this case up. It's deeper than what we are willing to release to the media. We don't want it to get out that the Mafia, there was a Mafia hit in Beverly Hills. So let's do what we have to do. Pin this on who we have to pin this on. Oh, and also, they didn't even charge Mr. Ariel Maynard for the Avant's murder until recently when people start asking questions. He didn't get charged immediately, you know, because they couldn't prove anything. They didn't find any prints. He got charged like 10 days later, if not more. So if you knew for a fact that it was him, you've released this story out to the media, why would you wait to charge him? Riddle me that. Why would you wait to charge a man that you knew without a shadow of doubt had all this evidence to prove that he did it? Why would you wait so much after the fact to like charge him with the crime of murder? The only thing they had on him was robbery and home invasion. Like, this guy better get a hell of a lawyer, because I do not think that he shot Miss Avant. I do think that it was a hit because there were so many other people in the house. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was shot. Mr. and Mrs. Avant were in the same place. There was the housekeeper. There was the home staff. Like, all of that, and nobody else got hurt. And they did not trigger the alarms, which means they knew that alarm system. They knew the layout of the house. I think it was somebody that had been there before who knew how to bypass security. And I do believe that when the Beverly Hills police chief said that he didn't think that was a random attack, he knew that all this evidence existed and it didn't look like a random attack. And I don't think that it was. I think he was very correct in that original statement, but we will find out. I think they're gonna pin this crime on an innocent man. Tell me what you think. Like this video, share this video. Let me know in the comments. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed? And they have kept it out of the media. You have not heard anything really about this case, an autopsy, anything, nothing. Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. Because I got the Koofy hat on. I'm ready. Like, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think there's something more to hear. I just wanted to say that I had to make a video. Like, this is different from my usual content, but I wanted to talk about it. So let's talk about it. All right, y'all. I'm out. Bye. Also, guys, I have dropped some links in the description. I think you guys should take a look at those. And if you purchase anything off of Amazon, I will get an affiliate commission. I am, you know, I want to become an Amazon affiliate, and I hope you guys can help me reach my goal. Please subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm really going this time, for real. Bye.